Hey, quick note before the video starts. This will obviously contain spoilers for Into the Pit, like, no duh. You've been fucking warned, bucko, so don't go complaining when you start learning something you weren't ready to learn. Hello there, I'm Yacker, and I need to tell you that Into the Pit is the best FNAF game. Any other opinion is wrong. I am the YouTuber, I have a channel, you are but mere peons. Everything I say is correct, always! Okay. Sorry about that. Now, due to my love for Into the Pit, I decided to go snooping through the files using my handy-dandy asset ripper program that I downloaded off the internet. And while I was able to find some sprites and, use them for some funny purposes, they were mostly just sprites that you can find in the base game, like you don't really need to go digging. But I also found some sprites that were not used in the base game at all. Like Gonzo, erased, he does not exist, he does not exist type beat. Now, some of these very well could be in the game and nobody has ever found them, but I've seen no discussion or footage, anything about these. Not even from any All Secrets videos. And I don't know about you, but if I were a fan doing an All Secrets video, I personally would document something like, I don't know, a minigame of Spring Bonnie murking a child? Again, if I'm wrong, I'll add corrections in the pinned comment or description or something like that, so feel free to correct me, but by God, I'm hella autistic, and I want to ramble about the funny rabbit game, god damn it! Oh, one last thing to note is that I probably missed some unused sprites. Don't expect this to be comprehensive or anything, this is just what I noticed, what stuck out to me, not you. I hate you! With that out of the way, let's talk about this thing. This is
Bunny jump scare 1 underscore bunny jump scare 1 parenthesis 256 underscore 224 parenthesis .png.
To me, it looks like a really early version of that Golden Freddy hiding minigame, or maybe even a mock-up of it. What strikes me as odd here is the fact that the yellow thing looks nothing like the yellow thing. It looks like a Nightmare Spring Bonnie edit, in a way. It's probably a mock-up from what I've deduced, because there's no sprites for it leaving. There's one frame of him turning ever so slightly like he's gonna leave, but then it immediately goes right back into the jump scare. And what further lends credence to this theory is the way that the actual Golden Freddy sprites are structured. So I'm gonna put them up on screen now. Take a good look at them. Notice how the sprite sheet has the mask as a separate part. Doesn't that just scream like this version is a mock-up, this one is real? Like this was never intended to be a placeholder or something. Regardless, we should probably move on as we still got a few things to cover. Next up is
SCT-0-048-204A-BC7-jump-scare Freddy-3835 if not PNG.
And
SCT-0-048-204A-BC7-jump-scare Purple-C4-7-987.PNG,
which are both unused jump scares. At first, you might be inclined to think that the Bonnie one is used. He has a jump scare in-game, right? This is it! Well, you're wrong! You're stupid! Bonnie's jump scare actually uses the last few frames of his intro cinematic for his jump scare. This specific sprite sheet is unused, the one of this jump scare. The purpose is unclear. Maybe this was just the original jump scare and Megacat just didn't like how it looked, so they reused the intro frames. And that's what I was originally gonna say. But that's when it hit me. Look at both the Bonnie and the Freddy jump scare. Look at the mouth. Look at the eyes. There's flesh and sharp teeth in there. The same thing the yellow rabbit possesses. Now, this is going to sound crazy, but I think there was going to be a scrap mechanic where the yellow rabbit could jump from suit to suit that was scrapped for accuracy. No. Do not click off. I'm not crazy. Stop typing that comment and just hear me out. Just hear me out here. Look at the Freddy slide puzzle with me again for a second. Look at the mouth and eyes. That's the same strings of flesh that are in Freddy and Bonnie's mouth in those unused jump scares. And the jump scare at the end of the slide puzzle, well, not really a jump scare, more garbled speech, but it catches you off guard. Point is, this also proves my point. It catches you off guard when you should have been safe, much like what the yellow rabbit does at several points during the gameplay. He jump scares you through the phone. He appears in Jeff's when you're supposed to be safe on night 5. All signs point to this suit switching being the thing. That is the yellow rabbit in that Freddy slide puzzle. I'm not crazy! I'm not crazy! I'm not! Whatever. Let's go back to sprites involving Mr. Now, Mr. has a few odd sprites left in the game. We're not going to do the file name bit again, as we've got a lot to cover. There's a few sprites, all of them having Bonnie New Hiding Minigame in their name. Creative, I know. And they all feature Mr. peeking and leaning in various directions. What's interesting here is that he's mostly a colorful blob. There's only a sliver of detail, which I think was what was supposed to be seen by the player. However, what's odd about this is, in most minigames, they only show Mr. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, the screenshot, the screenshot is fake! No, this can't be, this can't be. If it's fake, I can't make the same joke 20 times. And if I can't make the same joke 20 times, the video's not gonna be funny. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Alright, last cutoff joke, I swear. Sorry, I had to. I wanted to bring up the screenshot. Back to what I was saying. These sprites are interesting because rather than hiding what you don't see of Spring Bonnie like the Golden Freddy sprites do, for example, you get a detailless blob to fill in the pose. And like I said, other hiding sprites don't do this. They either completely cut off what you're going to see, like with the Golden Freddy sprites, as mentioned, or they make it in full detail, like the Closet sprite. You never get this weird middle ground. If you were to hold me at gunpoint and ask me to find a purpose of this minigame, I'd wager that probably it was going to be an early version of the Closet minigame, or, like the name implies, some other hiding spot that we never got to see. And lastly, we can move on and cover that minigame that I mentioned at the beginning, with Spring Bonnie murking a child. I'll put all sprites that I believe are related to this minigame on screen now. If I had to guess what this would have been, I'd assume it would be some playable version of the Yellow Things Rampage that we see at the start of the game. That or some minigame that depicts the missing children's incident. Just generally a minigame of Spring Bonnie killing children. If I had to wager why it would be scrapped, I would have to say redundancy. Because, you know, it's kind of pointless to show the MCI when Spring Bonnie already does that in the opening of the game once you enter the ball pit. Oh, and you know how I said last thing? I lied. There's more. You see, I have one last thing to show you, and it's just straight up placeholder art, man. Like, there's nothing I can say. That is literally just placeholder art for the table minigame. It doesn't say it in the files, but just look at that. It's either a mock-up, it's a placeholder, it's something like that. And with all of that covered for real for now, that concludes our little look-see through the files. I hope you enjoyed. Now follow my Tumblr, subscribe to my channel, blah blah blah. Now that might sound